Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about elemental shields. So you've probably noticed that these things are kind of hard to take down with your normal attacks. They take an ungodly amount of time to do so. So utilizing the right elemental reactions is definitely the way to go, which you've probably already noticed as well. But there are some shields that aren't as intuitive as others. So the goal of this video is to help you guys out with that. So let's start with the Hydro Mage. Everyone seems to be having trouble finding this guy's weakness, and if Pokemon has taught us anything, it's that Electro should completely rip this guy's shield apart. But in Genshin, that is not the case. In Genshin, you gotta use Cryo in order to do the biggest chunk to their shields. However, the reaction for Cryo is quite slow, so you want to probably combine it with another elemental reaction to strip the shield even faster. Something like Vaporize and Electro Charge is probably a good idea. But the bottom line is, Hydro Mages are most weak to Cryo. And you can see here in this example, hitting the shield with an Electro Charge reaction doesn't do as much shield damage as Freeze does. Now for Cryo Mages, Pokemon is a pretty good guideline because their weakness is Pyro. So I want to talk about something here, and it's that character levels don't really make a big difference when it comes to stripping these shields. I can use my level 22 Amber against these Cryo Mages, and she's able to 3-shot the shield. So for the most part, shield counters are pretty intuitive, and the rest of the shields in this game are pretty obvious, I would think. But we're still going to go over them, so don't worry about that. So what exactly is causing these shields to take so much damage? And the answer to that is that you're creating an elemental reaction on the shield. That reaction is what's causing the most damage to the shield. An example on these Cryo Mages, when he stands on a patch of grass that's been lit on fire, his shield gets absolutely deleted because there are constant melt reactions happening to his shield. The Pyro Mages are obviously going to be weak to Hydro, and I think against Pyro Mages, I can more clearly show you guys that it's the elemental reactions that are causing the damage to the shield. So each time there's a Vaporize reaction with my Barbara's normal attack, you can see that it's going down. But we can combine the normal attack with an elemental skill to cause the Vaporize more often and break the shield even faster than just left clicking or using our normal attack. Next, I want to go over the Fatui soldiers. There's Geo, Pyro, Electro, Hydro, and Cryo, 5 elements. So let's start with Geo. The Geos are pretty simple. They are weak to Geo, Claymores, and the Overload elemental reaction. That's going to be the most efficient way to break their shields. Although you could just spam elemental attacks and it still seems to do a pretty good job at breaking their shields. Pyro soldiers are pretty intuitive as well. They are weak to Hydro. There's not much else to say here. So let's move on to Electro. Electro is weak to Cryo. So in the game right now, we kind of really only have Kaya as our ice guy. If you haven't really pulled a Chong Yun, you're not gonna have very much ice. So Kaya is gonna be your go-to if you're looking to break the Electro Fatui soldier shields. Hydro is weak to Electro. This is kind of confusing, isn't it? Because the Hydro Abyss Mage wasn't weak to Electro. So doesn't it make sense for the Hydro Fatui soldier to be weak to Ice as well? Well, that's not quite the case in Genshin. This is just an exception, so we'll just have to accept that. And remember that shields only take damage when you cause an elemental reaction. It won't be as effective if you just hit them with an elemental attack. I think that I can highlight that with this example here with Oz. You can see that he is causing an Electro Charge, and that's what's causing the shield to actually deplete. But there are times when he hits him, but doesn't cause an elemental reaction, and it doesn't really take any damage off of his shield. The last Fatui soldier is Cryo, and they are weak to Pyro. Pretty obvious here. not much else to explain. So guys, in summary, the key to breaking these shields is to create an elemental reaction. Simply damaging the shield with an elemental attack is not going to cut it. It's most obvious when I use Barbara's normal attack against the pyro mages. Spamming the attack doesn't reduce the shield's health with every hit. It only goes down when I cause a vaporize reaction. However, things are a little bit inconsistent. So what I mean by that is that dealing a vaporize reaction specifically will not cause a static amount of shield to get depleted. So I'll show you an example with Xingqiu's Rain Cutter. You can see it's only a 2-hit attack and it's almost completely draining it, whereas when I use Barbara, I had to spam like six or 7 attacks to even reach close to breaking the shield. So basically she's doing significantly less shield damage for some reason. So there's some underlying mechanic that is causing more shield damage to these guys, and we don't quite know what that is because it's not the unit's attack value, because remember my level 22 Amber versus the shield just 3-shot their shield. Elemental Mastery is not the answer here because my Xingqiu has a lower Elemental Mastery than my Barbara, and so I thought maybe it's the skill percent damage, but I have an example with Klee's ultimate, which is only 50%, but it completely destroyed the Cryo Abyss Mage shield. Although maybe it was because he was on the grass, I'm not sure on that. Based on my testing, the skill percent is the most plausible answer, but take that with a grain of salt. So let me go into a little bit more detail. Kaya's E has a 191% skill damage, and his burst has a 77.6% skill damage. If we compare their shield damage, we can kind of see that the percentages match up. His Frostgnaw is definitely doing more than his ult, and his ult is seemingly doing less than half of his elemental skill. Let me know what you guys think. So although there are some underlying mechanics behind these elemental shields, hopefully these general tips will help you understand and help you take out these shields more effectively. Anyway guys, that's the end of this video. If it helped you, let me know in the comments. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and subscribe for more content. I will see you guys later.